Emily and Ryan had been together for over a year, and to most people around them, they appeared to be the perfect couple. They shared common interests, spent hours talking, and had a deep emotional connection. Ryan always treated Emily with love and respect. He would surprise her with flowers, take her to her favorite places, and always listen to her, no matter what she was feeling. They had built a solid foundation of trust, and Ryan believed that Emily felt the same way about him. But over time, Emily began to feel something different. The spark she once had with Ryan seemed to fade, and a sense of dissatisfaction crept in. She couldn't pinpoint exactly when things had started to change, but she began to feel like something was missing in her life. The comfortable routine with Ryan no longer felt exciting. She had moments where she questioned if she had made the right choice in being with him. It wasn't that Ryan had done anything wrong. He was still the caring, kind boyfriend he had always been. Emily just felt disconnected from him, as if she was searching for something that she couldn't find in their relationship. She wanted more adventure, more thrill. She wanted to feel something intense, something that could take her mind off her growing discontent. At first, Emily didn't know how to deal with these feelings. She kept them to herself, telling herself it was just a phase. But one day, she met someone new, someone who caught her attention in a way Ryan no longer did. This person, David, seemed to bring a fresh energy into her life. He was confident, charming, and made her laugh in a way that felt new and exciting. The conversations they had were different from the ones she had with Ryan. David made her feel like she was the center of attention, and for the first time in a long while, Emily felt noticed and desired. It started off as innocent, light-hearted conversations. They would talk about small things, shared hobbies, funny stories, random thoughts. But as time went on, those conversations deepened. Emily found herself opening up to David in ways she hadn't done with Ryan. They discussed their dreams, fears, and things they had never shared with anyone else. Emily felt understood in a way she hadn't felt with Ryan for a long time. The attraction grew, and soon, Emily was finding excuses to spend more time with David. She knew it was wrong, but she couldn't stop herself. She justified her actions by telling herself that she deserved to feel happy and excited. Emily convinced herself that she wasn't doing anything terrible, that she wasn't cheating yet. But deep down, she knew the line between friendly conversations and betrayal was getting dangerously thin. One evening, after weeks of emotional intimacy with David, Emily found herself alone with him at his place. They talked, laughed, and shared more personal stories. Before she knew it, their closeness turned physical. They kissed, and for a brief moment, Emily felt a rush of emotions she had been craving: excitement, passion, freedom. But just as quickly, guilt followed. She pulled away, suddenly aware of what she had just done. The guilt ate at her, but instead of telling Ryan the truth, she buried it deep inside. She went back to Ryan pretending everything was normal. She smiled, kissed him, and acted as though nothing had changed. But in her heart, she knew it had. She had crossed a line, and there was no turning back. Ryan, for his part, had no idea. He continued to trust Emily, believing their relationship was as strong as ever. He noticed she seemed distant at times, but he chalked it up to stress from work or school. He never imagined that Emily was hiding such a huge secret from him. He was still fully invested in their relationship, planning for a future together. Days passed, and Emily continued the deception. She tried to ignore the guilt that gnawed at her, but it was always there. Every time she looked at Ryan, a part of her felt ashamed. She knew she was betraying him, and yet she couldn't bring herself to confess. She was scared of the consequences, but even more afraid of losing the excitement that David brought into her life. Then one day, everything came crashing down. Ryan found out the truth, not because Emily confessed, but because he accidentally saw a message on her phone. It was a text from David, a message that wasn't just friendly, it was flirtatious, and it was clear they had crossed a line. Ryan was shocked, confused, and devastated. He confronted Emily, demanding to know what had happened. Emily tried to explain, but words failed her. She wanted to tell him everything, to confess the depth of her betrayal, but the guilt and shame were too much. Ryan's face went pale as he absorbed the truth. He had trusted her with his heart, and she had betrayed him in the worst way possible. Emily was speechless as Ryan's anger turned to sadness. He couldn't understand how she could do this to him, especially after everything.